So do you hate people who co-write or not?
Right,
You
true.
were like, I hate Taylor Swift and her co-writing, and then literally said your fave is Billie Eilish because she co-writes great songs with Phineas. What's not clicking? Make it make sense. I want white men in the industry to stop talking, because every time they talk, they give Taylor Swift like one of those one-up mushrooms from Super Mario World.
Wow, yeah, and she took some star. She was invincible during this run.
Okay, and she is getting bigger and bigger, and pretty soon it will be like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And do we want that?
I would watch a remake of that, honestly, but yeah.
Starring Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Welcome to Keep It, Cricket Media's show about pop culture and politics and what happens when they smack into each other at an alarming speed. I'm your host, Ira Madison III, a television writer and Fall Out Boy fan.
I'm Louis Fertel. I'm a TV writer and Jane Fonda historian.
And I'm Aida Osman. I'm a TV writer and alleged comedian.
Let's get into it. Last week, Mimi Xu, a New York City jewelry designer, recorded a TikTok video documenting a familiar tale. She went on an amazing date with a tall man named Caleb, whom she never heard from again.
Imagine relying on someone named Caleb. It seems stupid even at the outset, doesn't it? Go ahead.
Then the algorithm took over, Caleb got doxxed, and we have to wonder if the punishment fits the crime. So, basically, this is the West Elm Caleb saga, for those of you who do not know. This woman from New York posted about getting ghosted by a man named Caleb after meeting on Hinge, and multiple people in the comment section started replying, West Elm Caleb? And it turns out a slew of other women had a similar story, with a 6'4", mustachioed furniture designer as his dating app profile reportedly described him. And according to the videos, he love-bombed them, or, just demonstrated a ton of affection at first, only to ghost them after a couple of dates. Here's where I'm going to stop first with the story. We need to delineate what ghosting actually means, baby.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I saw a tweet where someone was like, wow, remember when ghosting used to be when your husband of 8 years would just leave the house one day and never come back? And now people are devastated and have PTSD from never hearing from a person they went on 2 dates with. They spent 2, maybe 3, 4 hours of their time with this person, and you are not owed them continuing to contact you for the rest of your life.
Right. No, it's I'm going to go with Charlize Theron, Sean Penn rules, which is you have to be dating for quite a long time. And then you simply don't respond to the 2-time Oscar winner you're dating.
Okay, you have to be Julia Roberts leaving Kiefer Sutherland at the altar, okay?
Right.
That is ghosting.
August Ghost Age County? Yes.
Louis.
I know.
I think you came up with the title of the episode.
Okay. Oh, God. Well, first of all, I also just want to say from a aging gay man perspective, that West Elm would be besmirched in this scenario is unacceptable for me. When I go to West Elm, I just want to be in the comfort of, teal furniture and lovely lamps. And I believe West Elm Caleb, if he works there, has a real eye for design, and that should be fostered and not shunned as he has been. Also, I gotta say, I know it maybe sucks to be ghosted, or maybe it sucks to get the wrong impression from somebody you went on a really good date with. You guys are banding together to talk about how a man didn't return your call or something. It's just, we got to find something to do. You got to go on another date. Yeah.
Also, imagine going on a date with someone from West Elm and your main concern is them ghosting you, and not the fact that it is now taking 4 months to get your fucking coffee table.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh God!
Okay, West Elm. Can we talk about the delivery? Okay, are we still talking about this? How deliveries are taking too long because of the supply chain or something? Because I think the supply chain is over. The holidays are over.
No,
where is my coffee table?
Where is my fake ass Eames chair? My God, I got to put my legs up on something.
Obviously, we're 2 gay men here, and if we talk about pathologizing bad behavior from men that we are involved with, we swing to the other side of the pendulum. We sort of expect to be ghosted.
Right.
Women
we're like prisoners. Yeah, sorry. I'm coming from extreme callousness on this one. Yeah.
Gay dating is like being on Oz.
Yeah. And not in a cute Chris Maloney way either. Yeah.
Particularly the one complaint where someone said that she realized that he went on a date the same evening that she had woken up in his bed from a date the night before. And I'm like, honey, come on.
You want a date with Tad Hamilton and now you want a marriage. Stop.
A friend of mine described the Julia Fox and Kanye West situation as like win a date with Tad Hamilton. They were like, what is going on here?
Win a date with Tad Hamilton, like you know how like to like the Criterion Channel, like Rashomon is their number one.
Yeah.
TBS on a Saturday, their number one is Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. That's their crown jewel.
Getting back to West Elm Caleb, I want to say that the main problem with this is, well, one, these women doxing this man for behavior that is questionable, but not questionable enough where you need to like reveal where this man works and have him be terrorized.
Yeah, it's not criminal.
He didn't tweet going to the Africa West Elm, hope I don't get AIDS.
Right.
You know? He didn't do any of that. And I do worry about like us as gay men just sort of like normalizing like people being shitty to people that they're like going on dates with or being intimate with. But there has to be some kind of medium, because I feel like we either go too far in the direction of like, you know, excusing people being shitty, or you like moralize it so fucking much where it's like, oh, he's the worst person ever, and we have to treat each other better.
Right. Well, honestly, the problem with this situation is it just got too popular. Like, if it were something that really maintained a small scale and like stayed on a text thread, for example, that would have been perfectly fine. But now it's something where like I saw, and just like that, made a tweet about West Elm Caleb. I've seen like billboards referencing West Elm Caleb. It's just we're starved for, I guess, viral content at the moment. And these are the 3 words that caught on, you know, the way Demon Twink did last year among gay people.
And the people involved in it never seem to get the fact that discussing West Elm Caleb so much is just going to help him.
Right. I'm sure he's getting like laid 5 times as much right now.
Right? They're
on a beautiful satay at West Elm. Yeah.
Okay. That satay that we're waiting for.
Yeah. On one of their like Navajo hammocks or whatever they sell. Yeah.
Ladies, can one of you go and fuck West Elm Caleb and ask him where my coffee table is? Please.
Yeah, right.
Please. I just want to know. I just want to know.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. I don't know how to hang a lamp. They should be up here telling me.
If West Elm Caleb was conservative, he would be speaking at the RNC.
No, right. I'm sure he would be Madison Cawthorn calling him right up. Yeah.
I think we've devoted enough time to that.
Yeah, well, it better never come up again. So
I agree. It better not come up again. Like, West Elm Caleb is dead, but I would be interested in, you know, like IKEA Sven.
Oh, sure. Oh, I love an offshoot. Yeah, a little Omicron West Elm Caleb. Yeah,
yeah, a requel, if you will.
Wow.
It's Keep It. Don't think I didn't hear you shade me the other week, being like, of course, Ira would love to go first on Keep It. I have gone first maybe twice in the 4 years we've done this show.
How benevolent. Yes. Anyway, I'm going first. My Keep It this week is hopefully momentary. But at the moment, as of this taping, keep it to the Gilded Age. Did you watch it yet?
Oh, I haven't. You know,
okay.
It seems to me like, I mean, we've already seen Bridgerton, you know, and so I'm gonna watch it because you know it's HBO. But you know, I'm like, how many colorblind casted shows set in like the past where women were wearing, you know, like these little gowns, you know, and you know, like the poofy hair and walking around and gossiping about society am I expected to watch?
Right. Well, okay. I came in super optimistic. I'm actually not a Downton Abbey stan, not because it's not good. I just never really got into it. I love Michelle Dockery. I love Maggie Smith, but I just didn't watch season after season of the show anyway. So Julian Fellowes, the creator of that, created The Gilded Age, which takes place, you know, end of the 19th century, and it is a who's who of like Broadway actors and Tony winners, really. So you've got Cynthia Nixon, who is, of course, on the other HBO show, And Just Like That.
Is she being fingered on this show?
You know what? There's still time. I wouldn't put it past the show. You've got Christine Baranski, who I have famously said is like if a tall glass of white wine went to Juilliard. And then in tons of guests, Audra McDonald is on this show.
Okay, actually, now you're just convincing me to watch it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. All of these people, and there's like Celia Keenan Bolger, Deborah Monk eventually is on this show. So like the Broadway names keep lining up. I don't know why they became obsessed with having only Broadway people on the show, but that's the lane they've chosen. And to me, it is just flavorless. For some reason, it just feels like a bunch of people reciting lines as opposed to really delivering, sassy and damning line readings the way a Maggie Smith would, the way a Michelle Dockery would. And
What's the plot?
It is, the Gilded Age. And, it's just
Of course. What was the plot of Jurassic Park? Oh, the Jurassic era.
Truthfully, it was hard for me to pay a ton of attention because nobody was killing. Though I will say, Cynthia sort of recreating her Broadway role, her Tony-winning Broadway role in the Little Foxes. If you saw footage of that, so she's giving this kind of like upspeaky performance. It's just not delivering right now, based on the talent level.
We love Lillian Hellman, Dykes, and plots to steal money from family members.
Yes. And also Lillian Hellman, famous, according to Mary McCarthy, liar, which I love about her.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the most amazing feuds in history. I think the quote from Mary McCarthy is, every word out of Lillian Hellman's mouth is a lie, including a, and the. Writers used to be angry. You have to understand this. But anyway, yeah, it just underwhelmed me so far. I don't know. You have to see it and come back to me.
We need a good writer feud again. There was a brief kerfuffle online with the Gay Sincerity article that Gawker posted where it was, sort of like dragging Ocean Vuong's book and like other books of that ilk just about, like sad weepy gays, who like write poems about the cum dribbling on their chest after sex, that kind of shit. But I want some real beefs, okay?
You know what will have to suffice is that Taylor Swift clapped back at Damon Albarn, the Blur singer, who in an interview with the LA Times guessed, basically, that Taylor Swift either only co-writes her songs or doesn't write them at all. And she wrote back on Twitter, "How dare you say this damaging thing about me? I write all of my songs." Now, here's the thing. She's right to call him out if she writes all of her songs. I just want to say it is always unclear to me who actually writes pop songs, even when it says on the song who wrote the song. It just feels like that's always kept from us. Who did the writing? Who the song transferred from one set of songwriters to another, whatever. So I think Taylor Swift should simply be, I'm happy with her calling him out, but also please be sympathetic to the idea that I believe Wikipedia is constantly lying to us about who is writing songs. Thank you.
Taylor Swift is weaponizing her fan base again. It must be Tuesday.
Right. A day ending in day.
The replies to any Taylor Swift clapback are truly the gulag. It's always like the same. It's always the same. Being like, "Yes, queen, you served," or making like the worst joke you've ever seen, or like using like a gif or a meme of like a black woman that whose name they don't even know, never even watched the reality show that it's from, but they want to be sassy. It's like the same fucking three gays constantly in her mentions, and we know who they are. I'm not going to mention them, but you know who they are. One of them is that gay who, whose face is always covered in glitter and, writes like healing posts about politics.
I just want to say about healing posts, they have not healed me one time. Guys, I remain lacerated. I need more balm. Sorry, it's not working. Your balloon writing, it didn't save me. I have to tell you that. I also want to establish, again, she made a good point. But of course, Taylor Swift had to say in the middle of the post, I was such a fan of yours before this. She can't just slam somebody. She has to be like, and by the way, I was an amazing person who loved you. She can't just be mean. Just be mean. Just do it.
Right. Girl, you weren't listening to Blur.
No, picture it. Picture her listening to Coffee and TV. You cannot. You cannot.
Okay?
Yes.
Taylor Swift, you ain't listening to Gorillaz.
No, right.
Welcome to the world of the plastic beach. There's something wrong with this beach, okay? And it's you on it telling lies because you are not. I would love to know what Taylor Swift's favorite Gorilla song is.
Right. No, where is TMZ getting in her face being like, rank your 5 favorite Blur albums? Go. I mean, I know that's like gatekeepery, whatever, do it.
If anything, she should have dragged the fact that his quote made no fucking sense. Because, one, she does have the album Speak Now where she wrote every song on it to prove to the haters and the men that she can do that.
She addressed the haters? I can't believe it. Go ahead.
But he was like, oh, I prefer, like a Billie Eilish. I love like what she does with her brother. And I'm like, so do you hate people who co-write or not, bitch?
Right.
True. You were like, I hate Taylor Swift and her co-writing. And then literally said your fave is Billie Eilish because she co-writes great songs with Phineas. What's not clicking? Make it make sense. I want white men in the industry to stop talking because every time they talk, they give Taylor Swift like one of those one-up mushrooms from Super Mario World.
Wow, yeah, and she took some star shit. She was invincible during this run.
Okay, and she is getting bigger and bigger, and pretty soon it will be like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And do we want that?
I would watch a remake of that, honestly. But yeah,
starring Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I guess we did get that Anne Hathaway movie where she was a giant, whose name escapes me right now. Anyway, it was pretty good.
It was about toxic masculinity. I'm sure Taylor Swift loves it.
Right. She will claim to love it. Yes.
Anne Hathaway, I was such a fan.
Then you did that song movie. Yeah.
I loved you in The Witches so much. That will be how she prefaces a feud with Anne Hathaway if Anne Hathaway ever says something mean about her.
That would be a pretty good feud. Okay, Ira, what's your keep it?
My keep it goes to The Batman.
Oh, which is a film. Yes.
Yes, a forthcoming film starring, honestly, the people I think about when I fall asleep at night. Zoe Kravitz, Robert Pattinson. Iconic cast.
Yeah.
Iconic cast. And the poster that they just released shows Robert Pattinson's brief bit of stubble, and it turns me on so much. But
wow. Okay.
You know what does not turn me on? The fact that this movie is reportedly going to be 167 minutes. Who the fuck
is the director? Cecil B. fucking DeMille, bitch? What?
Who is this for? I am so sick of these overlong superhero movies. I call it the Nolan effect. It's they're all dreary and end with someone giving a speech about how the people of the world don't know what they're doing. They hate each other. They don't have love. They all deserve to die. It's some variation of that. I just had to sit through one of those fucking movies when I finally watched No Time to Die on the plane. It took me the entire 6-hour plane ride to finish the movie because I kept falling asleep. And I was like, is this over?
And also that movie is kind of like what you're talking about, the superhero movies, where it's it's aping. Every part of the movie is aping some other version of this we've seen before. They don't take it in literally any new direction. That said, I don't know what the Batman's going to be, but
I'm excited for it.
It's giving Nolan, The New
Beverly, I was watching Batman Returns.
Oh, okay.
A screening of it. And I'm just I miss that era, even the Schumacher era, where a director had something to say. They had a visual style, and every one of these films that DC sort of makes feels very just Nolan-esque. And it's can we get a new fucking direction? They're Nolan-esque or they're Zack Snyder-esque. And even Joss Whedon, when his Justice League movie came out, didn't feel bright and popcorny, the way his Avengers movie did. It felt I guess he was finishing a movie that Snyder did, but even that was it's overwrought and annoying. Yeah. And since I brought up Joss Whedon, he is overwrought and annoying too. This profile that happened in Vulture, how did he let this happen?
Truly.
How did he invite them into his house to interview him? The interview is psychotic.
Well, first of all, the quotes in the interview they're so often so mean and so barbed. It feels like he was ambushed on the street by reporters, but no, this is a sit-down
Billy
interview.
on the street.
Yes, right.
Name a woman you haven't abused.
Yeah, right. No, it's that level. What's that actor's name? Ray Fisher?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he said he's a bad actor in more than one way. A bad actor in terms of what he said happened to him with Joss Whedon on set and in the movie. That's so unprecedented for a filmmaker to say about an actor in a way. I'm uncomfortable with how candidly awful it is.
I mean, I saw the Snyder Cut, and Ray Fisher is good at it. So it's sort of like it feels like this interview was maybe even done before the Snyder Cut came out. And because to be able to say that after he was already trending on Twitter, after the Snyder Cut, people talking like Ray Fisher's actually really good. We're annoyed he was cut out of Joss Whedon's version. It's almost as wild as what he said about Gal Gadot. When Gal Gadot said that he threatened her and threatened to ruin her career. And he said, well, maybe she just doesn't speak English that well.
Oh, my God. I mean, I don't have anything to say to that. Other than, have we seen Gal Gadot in that Death on the Nile trailer? Because, woof. Guys, Murder on the Orient Express still hurts, and I don't know what we're about to do with this film. And our girl, Annette Bening, is trapped on that boat, and I'm worried for her.
Do you know who we haven't seen in that trailer? Armie Hammer, even though he is in this film.
Oh, yeah, he's like the star of it, too. Yeah. Everybody in that movie has been canceled. It's him, Russell Brand. It's
Letitia Wright.
Oh, Letitia Wright.
No one in this film can participate in a press junket.
No, it's going to be Annette sitting there being like, whatever, I guess I'll talk about Warren or something. Yeah.
Also, this is not the podcast to do it yet, but maybe Kenneth Branagh needs to stop.
Well, apparently we're about to give him a Best Director nomination and perhaps win for Belfast, a movie I thought was cute. But by the way, let me say something about Belfast. It's like 90 minutes long. That's what I think people love.
Okay. I don't particularly want him to stop, but Kenneth Branagh makes a lot of wild movies.
No, I'm
that
sorry.
Don't need to be made.
You can't possibly be talking about Cinderella, the most worthless fucking movie I've ever seen, even though Kate's good. Yeah.
Anyway, we can't end this with also mentioning the most surreal part of the Whedon profile. His current wife just continuing to bring like tea and chocolates like to the room during the interview was so weird. Is she a handmaiden?
But no, it seems like something Lucy does to be part of the show.
Lucy, you can't be part of my Vulture profile.
Wow.